No.
Tell the story about the little Indian girl. I'd like to get that on tape. That was raised by the Alderman family.
But you know, in that book, Miss Purvis wrote it different. She wrote it. She put it in there. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
That was a Mr. Williams, but it was not. It was William Alderman. Was who
Mm-hmm.
because you know where Uncle Jim's house was. But then the original Alderman house was across the road from that, and it was a log house. And you see, that put it even closer to the river.
Right.
And so the Indians were going down into Florida. They were fleeing from the war that they had, you know, that they were having fighting. And this little girl was sick. And they had stopped that night down on the riverbank, you know. And so the mother told her that they just couldn't take her any farther. They just have to leave her. And she said, "You see that woman up there washing?" And she had at the back of the house, she had the bench, you know, with the tubs, and was washing. And she said, "You go up there and see her, stay with her." And so they went on down into Florida, and that little girl went up there, and so she was Miss William Alderman, wife. She was William Alderman, and I got her name in the book, but I don't know it right now.
Yeah.
But
I remember reading they called her Peg or something like that.
Yeah,
Peggy,
yeah,
Margaret,
yeah, something like that. It is. I'd have to look it up to see what it is. But she stayed on, and I don't think that I got her information in the book in Quitman. You know, they have all the records there.
Right.
And I got a lot of the records that I have in there. I got them from down there. And her marriage was in there. The record of who she married and when and all, you know, was in there. And I don't know why, but I didn't. So later, after that, Uncle Jim was talking to me about it, and I think I told him, I said, "Well, I saw that in the book, the records book down there, but I didn't copy it." He said, "Well, you should have. She might say a part of the family." Uncle Jim was very good about helping me with all of the Alderman family. He knew a lot about it. So see, that was his grandmother and grandfather.
Right. That's right. It would have been. I had forgotten. I knew it went back several generations, but I didn't realize that it was actually his grandfather and grandmother.
See, because